Taking a look at this device, it is still really holding up, and even if I throw it around a little bit, all I get is very minimal wear and tear. For the most part, I've had no problems whatsoever. The Moto X did make the case that phones didn't have to be big or even super powerful to be enjoyable, and in terms of the size, you do have a very easy phone to handle in basically one hand, which is something that most other phones can't say, and that curve on the back definitely helps as well. The 720p smaller screen actually never gave me any display envy, and I'm still able to enjoy whatever I'm doing, no matter what it is. As far as performance goes, it remains about as good as it was when I first got this phone, and I love that the Moto X continues to prove that super new processors are not necessarily required for a good experience. Now, how about the main features of the Moto X that I brought to the Android space? Well, I do use them still all the time, especially the voice commands by saying, "Okay, Google now." This is still really one of my favorite options out there for hands-free multitasking, and it just works really well and is one of the best parts about the phone. Now, as you can see right there, we also have active display, and that active display still stands alone in the Android space as one of the best ways of getting your notifications that is already built into the phone. But as much as I do love the active display, I have to admit I don't use it quite as much, but that is for one very particular and specific reason. Which brings me to one of the reasons why I still really love my Moto X. Now, with Motorola having the backing of Google when this phone first came out, it definitely was a Nexus-like experience that wasn't completely stock, but definitely looked like it, and had only a few features that Motorola baked in themselves. I've used Aviate on here, Everything Home Launcher. I've done a lot to change the experience on this phone, but the underlying features that really make the Moto X differentiate itself from the rest of the pack were still there. And that's something that I think the Moto X provides any Android user. The full customization that Android gives you without the need for really losing some of the features that make it what it is. But then what made the Moto X so appealing was just how much it was being supported by Google. For example, KitKat didn't take very long to come to the phone at all, and it only made the experience better by keeping the phone as current as possible.